Hey, Dad. Remember Forrest Gump? Remember the movie? That's good to see you, Matt.
Oh my God.
Good, man. You need a big... Look at rolling on the side.
Rick, meet my brother. Dennis.
How's it going, man? He said he was full again.
basically, somebody, let's say, want to use a lawyer, and a lawyer wants a lawyer out there, like we're looking for the practice. So we give people a reward point if they use our lawyer. But it's up to the lawyer how much is offered. So instead of paying a lawyer and get nothing, now we get something out of it. There is more value for the customer to use our lawyer than anybody else out there. Yeah, the reward points, they can use it as any application we have. They can use it
Always musical chairs.
My name is Yes, yes. Dennis. Oh, really? That's good. This is, you want to donate?
Yeah, when he gets up, they get up.
How many people you have?
Warranty, we have 100.
Yeah, they can stay on.
Yeah. I don't, but I have a number here. I can write it down. Let me write it down. Yeah. Oh, you can tell me. Yeah. So do you have business card?
I don't, but I do not know somebody might be, but I will send you I'm protecting my
I'm calling my friend. Okay, if they're not here, then I have to give those
How are you, sir?
first
I'm Tony Singh.
I'll get you a chair. I'll get you a chair.
So
You need a right here. How are you guys doing? Yeah, you were there yesterday for the... Yeah. Go back to your table. How are you? See you again. I'll get you a chair there. No, I reserved this for the Church Foundation. They reserved this for 4. There's chairs. I can bring chairs.
How many? How many seats do you
She
need?
said she was only one. Now she said there are two. Now there are three.
You three?
Where are
Okay,
the
let me
other
find
two?
the three.
No, Dennis, where are the other two right now? They're not even here yet. Then come on, let's go there. Come on. They don't have chair over there. They don't have. Where are they? Where are your two people? Please, ma'am, can I get you over there, please? No, I don't have anybody there. You just told me you have three people there. Where are they? No,
I got. Okay, you said you have three? Okay. Let me get you. I'll get. How many are there?
No, I need the 4 seats here.
Okay, how many are there? Rita. Okay, how many are there right there? Rita.
You can't just come here and take a seat. You know that. You have to ask.
No, back the back seat.
She cannot do that. Dennis, I have 4 already here standing.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. I was for Dr. Phil.
Yes.
She's sitting over there. She wanted to come here.
Rita, she's asking for the picture.
No, not yet. It has to go through Dennis yet.
Yeah. We'll talk later.
I have one more seat here. That's what I have one more.
We're good. We're 4, so we're good. Yeah. Hey, brother.
Right. So actually Mondays that's so Friday, Saturday, Sunday he's gonna get the shots.
Next week you get body. I'm sorry.
See how it goes. I'm gonna come back next week. Praying. Gotta be positive, right? Because I mean, I'm so touched by Suchi and I'm just like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm like very, very touched. It's like every time I see Suchi members, Master asks about my dad, CEO asks my dad. So I'm just going to go say Is it anywhere? Sometimes certain days I'm just grouchy. I don't say anything. So just try to make sure I take care of my wife, my kids, the office, and everything else too. That's a hard thing. Making sure.
But just go through this period.
Yeah. So that's what the best we can do. Rely on my family.
Get out of it.
Next week, this week. Yes, I'm gonna leave early. Because my daughter has fencing tonight.
Oh, I see.
It's outside. Yeah.
I didn't. I told you vacation only. I'm like,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please get seated. We're about to start. And those that are not in the house right now, they will not be admitted because we're over full and we can't take more people. If they have not been informed that they're coming or any other reservations through whoever invited you, it must be notified that you have so many people, but at the last minute, if you're inviting more, we can't accommodate, unfortunately.
Next one.
Otherwise, the violation for this restaurant will be on our head, and we don't want that.
The cops are really mean.
And the cops are really mean. So, if you're waiting for someone or the other and they're not here, I'm sorry because we have to start at 6:30 now. And we have scheduled for dinner about 7:30, 7:45 when we're done with our presentation. Thank you. Is everybody seated?
The headquarters told me they are going to do some training class for our volunteer, like in July or September. And then actually we have like class already Zoom class already beginning this week, but there's she's a headquarters so she told me she said if I class training how to cook up. Okay. November, December, they are going. But the problem is we have I took the date September 26th. You know, and every week, every Sunday they are somewhere. We kind of lost, but I don't know how comfortable are you guys.
All right, now we're going to ask, what is this particular presentation? This is the first one, first of a kind. First of a kind. And we are pleased that people are interested in finding out what's going on in our area. Of course, this is the first one, which is Spring Valley Command Area under Captain Nick Parisi, the celebrity for the evening. Come on, Nick. Sometime, few months back, we did this on Zoom, and we could not get too many people on Zoom, so we decided that we should do it this way. And of course, on May 12, when we were here with Sheriff Joe Lombardo, he made an announcement that Mr. Harry Singh, where are you? Come over here. He was proclaimed, announced, and decided that he will be the point of contact for each of the captain in each command area. And this is the first one of a kind, starting with you. And we can see how important it is to be collaborating with our metro and the community leaders. Issues that concern us all, and there's so many. I mean, we just can't say there's this and that, but generally we need to collaborate and be partners with our law enforcement. Am I right, Nick?
Absolutely.
Yes. And this way, you'll get future invitations from Harry Singh because he's the one that's coordinating it from going forward. How often are you going to do this? Probably one per quarter. All right? Thank you so much. So let me do with some introductions here. What is AAG? Mike, Chima, can you get him to stand up? Leave the hat. This is Mike Lasorni. He started the AAG, which stands for Asian American Group, which started 25 years ago. And what does it stand for? It's more of anything than an umbrella of community leaders in the Asian community leaders, and are getting together to make a voice in our city, in our state. And over the 25 years, again and again, he has performed with his board member. And where are you, Ron? Where are you? Steve Lee, please come over. Dorothy, Faye, Adnan, Mina. Just come over. So they need to know who to call next time. Dennis, come on Dennis, he's videotaping. Right there. Am I missing somebody? Dan Tram? Anu? So we have a diverse group because we want it to be represented properly. Oh. He just came from Hawaii, so he's trying to...
Rita, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Am I missing somebody here? Ron, you're here? Ron's not on.
Yeah, Ron was here.
He was here, okay. He owns a group home, so he's running. Okay, this is our group under the leadership of Mike Baswani. And of course, Harry now has taken over the outreach community as Vice President for Community Outreach. And this is who we are. Thank you. And I don't need to say much about Nick Paris's group, but I am going to first recognize the important people that are here tonight. First, we have our Chuchi Foundation. Please stand up. Sulin. Sue was actually a retired nurse from UNC. And she was pioneering a lot of the COVID injections, vaccinations for the community. What, about 1,500 or so? 2,000?
500.
500?
550.
550?
Yeah, plus 220 for bus vaccination.
Okay.
700.
I heard you had about 1,200 people, first and second.
That's a headquarters.
Okay, that's the headquarters. So she did a lot of the vaccinations herself. She's a retired nurse from UNC. Thank you, Tulin.
Thank you.
And thank you, Chuchi Foundation, for being here. And of course, this is the first time I'm seeing the Buddha Light International Association. Please stand up. Michelle Lee.
Where's the Odeya Buddha Foundation?
And of course, this is such an event that we didn't expect a lot of people to be here, but it's great. Now we have a councilwoman from Ward 2, Pamela Goins Brown. Where are you? Yeah, long-time friend. City of North Las Vegas. How many are you from here? From there? There's a big hand there, Pamela. Then we have, of course, Joria Williams. She's Community Service Specialist. Again, North Las Vegas Community Correctional Center. Oh, that's dangerous. And of course, Marilyn Dondero Lu, our state senator from District Number 8, right here. Laura Perkins, Nevada Board of Regents. Where are you? Right there. Is Angelica Villarta here? Commissioner. She's not here yet. And a very, very long time friend of mine. She's been a friend for almost 20 years. Jerry Schroeder. She's the senior district representative of Congresswoman C.C. Lee. We go back many, many years. I don't know if Divya Narala is here. No. Brandon Monson, is he here? Oh, there you are, okay. Community Service Specialist, commission under our good Commissioner Justin Jones. Thank you for coming, representing him. And of course, I have Miss Renee Baker from North Las Vegas Community Correctional Center. She's right there. Now, Hannah started, she was a founding member of Auburn Chamber of Commerce, so she's obviously the president emeritus, but that's not all, okay? March 2021, she was honored a Distinguished Nevadan by the Board of Regents. And they named a school after her. It's called the Anna Marie Brown Elementary School in Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the highlight for the evening. A strong community service, and she's been doing it for many, many, many years. And of course, we have a very good friend, Dr. Singh. Where are you? Upinder Singh. He takes care of us as we need, because there are a lot of group homeowners here. Now, I'm sorry? Oh, Dr. Calderon is here? He just made. Okay, another director for AAG is Dr. Benito Calderon, with his wife, Sophie Calderon. And then we have a very diverse group because they want to hear about what's happening in the community. This district also encompasses the Chinatown. That's why we have a lot of mixed, diverse group of people tonight. But also with the group homeowners, can you stand up, guys? You're here, somewhere here and there. Group homeowners, where are you? Stand up, please. Okay. And of course, another very good friend of mine for many, many years, she used to fly all over the world to pick up patients, bring them back. Now she's just taking it easy, but she's the Vice President of AMR. What does it stand for? You don't know? American Medical Response. This is the lady who runs it. And she used to have a company called Flying ICU. She had a couple of jets that were flying all over the world. Bring them back, and all that kind of thing. Now she runs AMR. And if I missed anybody, please let me know, because I'm sure I may have forgotten a few names here. Oh, Silver Summit, where are you? Eric Schemaker. There you go, with Suresh. Suresh is VIP operation, and he is the CEO President of Silver Summit Health Plan. I am translator Z, where are you? Z is going to translate everything that they're going to be talking about for the sake of others that need to understand what this is all about. And just hold your stomach to it, because by 7:30, 7:45, dinner will be served. Thank you. Buffet style.
Yes. Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. It's kind of a weird pass off, but we'll work with it. Thank you all for indulging me with your time and allowing us to spend a little bit of time with you and talk about our area command and a lot of the things that we're doing within this community that relates to a lot of people in the room. It's very humbling, and it's really an honor to be here among a lot of key community stakeholders in our medical community, our elected officials, and business owners. And I'm here to tell you about the stuff we're doing, but I'm here to ask you for help, because we can't do what we need to do without your help. And just by everybody coming here and the show of support, I think we're headed in the right direction. So I'm the Bureau Commander of Spring Valley Area Command. Sheriff Lombardo has entrusted me with overseeing this area command, which compromises what we consider Chinatown and Spring Mountain Corridor. But we're so much more than Chinatown, even though that is the heart of our thoroughfare. Our borders go pretty much from Sahara and Durango all the way to the I-15 and Warm Springs. So it's a very big box that we're in. It's a very diverse area command, but we're grateful for the partnerships, and specifically with the Asian American group and Rita and Mike and Harry. And we're going to share some programs that we're rolling out with Harry. We're going to share some things that we're doing, because I see a lot of people in the room not wearing masks. It's great that we're here in person. It's great. We're opening our area command, so we're going to talk to you about that. I brought some members of my team, because while Rita's very nice saying that it's me, it's really not me. It's the boots on the ground. It's the men and women that I brought with me tonight that really get the job done. I just am fortunate enough to be the face of the area command and get to speak a little bit. So Spring Valley Area Command, how are we doing? Right now, we're down about 9% in violent crime year to date compared to last year, and everybody should clap about that. I'm very, very, very proud, because I'm doing it on the backs of the men and women that are here and a lot of the cops that are out on the street. And we're doing that on the heels of comparing those numbers to last year, when really during this time everybody was shut down. So the fact that I'm teetering around 9 to 10% reduction in violent crime compared to last year, and you look at what's happening around the country, that's because of your sheriff, and that's because of the dedication of the leadership of this police department. Oh, I'm sorry.
有点难啊，太久了。先生们、女士们，大家好，我的名字叫姬，今天
I forgot to special mention for Ronnie Cheng, who is the godfather of Chinatown. Ronnie, please stand up. There you go. And Helen Sue, where are you, Helen? She runs Chinatown.
刚刚 Rita 就说了，我们中国城的教父是 Ronnie 先生，然后我们的教母是另外一位女士。那这位总警司刚才讲，我们拉斯维加斯的 crime rate 犯罪率由去年的很高的数值降到今年的9%。那么今天大家可以在这里不需要戴口罩来参加这个活动，对大伙来说，其实跟2020年相比较是一个非常大的进步。然后他和他的队员们呢，今天会给我们讲他们对于中国城附近这一个地区将会做出的很多的贡献。所以我现在只是一个非常快的 summary， 然后我现在把话筒还给他，希望他不要再讲1分钟。
Did I say all that? So we talked about violent crime. One of the areas that we're not doing so well in, and it's to be expected now that we're opening back up, but it's property crimes. It's burglary, it's stolen vehicles, it's auto burglaries. So that's one area that when I bring up my crime prevention specialist, she's going to talk about. But we're not surprised that that happened as people are opening back up, going back to work. People are taking advantage of that while homes are empty. But right now it's stolen vehicles and it's stolen property, and I'm just going to ask you guys, don't make it easier for the crooks to do that. I know it's hot, but don't leave your car running when you go into 7-Eleven to get a drink, because somebody's going to steal it. Other than that, we got a lot of programs. I'm going to introduce my team right now. Do I have to stop so you talk? No, you're good. Okay. So right here to my right, first is Tiffany. She's probably the most important person that I brought tonight because she's my crime prevention specialist. Many people don't know, but we have crime prevention specialists. They're free to you, to your house, to your business, and she's also my community engagement person. So she'll come up in a minute. I also have Sergeant Sean Colleen, the bald guy. So he oversees my community-oriented policing unit. Many of you in the room might remember Malcolm, the handsome guy with the nice British Scottish accent. He's moved on, and now Sean's filling his role. But he does all of our community outreach, and these are his officers in the back here that are working for him. So. And then the last person that you'll hear talk is my executive officer, Lieutenant Adam Seeley. He's my right-hand man, and he's going to talk about a big program that many of you in this room are going to help us with, whether you know it or not, because Harry said you are. But Harry's agreed to partner with us for some outreach in the community, because if you don't know in law enforcement, whether it's the Pulse nationally or here, we are looking for alternatives to incarceration. Contrary to popular belief, we don't want to take people to jail, especially when it involves mental health, substance abuse, and human trafficking. We are looking for alternatives. Jail is a last resort. Unfortunately, with society, when there's problems and we don't have an answer, it gets dumped on law enforcement. And as long as I'm the bureau commander, I don't want to put young cops that are 22, 23 years old with little life experience into other people's lives to tell them how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to raise kids, when they're not even in that situation. How's it to you tonight? Tiffany. All right.
他刚刚介绍了一下他的队员，那么在我身边这位漂亮的女士呢？在我身边。
Switch.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's a lot of protocols. 在我身边这位漂亮的女士呢，她是做避免犯罪部门的，所以她很多的工作内容是如何帮助社区里面的人去避免犯罪，而不是主要把他们放到监狱里面。然后刚刚那位比较英俊的光头男士呢，他的工作的内容是帮助社区里面更好的建立人与人之间的关系，我们 member 之间的关系， 还有另外一位比较高的男士，非常帅气的男士，他是我们总警司的左膀右臂，他行政的内容基本上是帮总警司来处理他每一天的日常行为。所以我现在把麦克要给这位漂亮的女士，她会给我们具体介绍。
Thank you. So, as Captain said, my name is Tiffany Bassett. I'm the Crime Prevention Specialist for Spring Valley Area Command. There is 10 of me, not just me, but 10 and me and my colleagues in each area command that are here to help you prevent crime. That's the goal. That's my whole job, preventing crime. So what that encompasses, just give me a nod when you're there. What that encompasses is I or my colleagues, whatever area command you're in, will come out to your business, come out to your home, and assess what security you need. Often people don't know what's available to them. They don't know what they need to put in place. So you have me, as Captain said, free to come out and check out your business, tell you how you can improve your security so that you don't become a victim of crime, so that your family can be safe, so that your employees can be safe. And it kind of makes the difference. Everybody, when they start getting into community, they start caring about it and they start spreading the word of what they found out. It just makes a huge difference in everyone's community.
所以他呢，他的这个小组有10个人组成，然后他唯一的工作就是要如何避免犯罪。他每一天具体做的事情就是可以到您家或者是您所在的商铺里面，帮您检查，帮您免费寻求什么地方可以更好的帮助他们，帮助您的商家，帮助您的住家更好的提升它的安全，这是他唯一的工作。然后要记住，这一切都是免费的。
So another thing that crime prevention specialists do is go into communities and start neighborhood watch. I don't know how many of you are part of a neighborhood watch, but you should be. It's a great way to meet your neighbors, to get out there, see what your community has to offer, and build those connections to keep your family and your friends safe and your neighbors. So I come out, I tell you what it encompasses, what the program means, and then I connect the neighbors so that you can start protecting your community that way. Another option is business coalitions. I see a lot of business people in this room, and I know that you want to be connected with the people around you. So business coalitions are business leaders that come together, talk about the issues, talk about what they want to change in their communities, what they want to lift up, how they want to highlight it. And I'm there, my team's there, our different squads are there to help you build your communities and be successful business people.
所以另外2个他们有主要负责的呢，是第一个邻居之间的互助。所以说，比如他到您家去检查您家在哪个地方需要有所提升的话，在这个基础之上，他会在您的邻居家里面互相去协助，然后帮您更好的建立邻里之间的关系。另外一点呢，就是商家之间的互助。我们都知道商家都是会内通的，那如果商家与商家之间同样看到社区里面有任何问题的话，他会帮助您更好的协助商家来解决安全隐患。
So not everyone that wants to come to these meetings is able to be here tonight. So another option you have is reaching out to me and letting me know what you want in your community, what kind of safety issues you have. Do you want me to go out to your senior centers? Do you want me to go out to your business and talk about burglary prevention, senior safety, personal safety, all these things that people need to know? But one thing I'm going to ask of everybody in this room is make sure you follow us on social media. That's one of the best ways to see everything that we put out nonstop. Not just crime alerts, not just things that are happening in the valley, but things that you can learn and spread out to your community.
然后最后的一点就是他理解有很多的商家还有居民不太喜欢参加这种的场合，那么他要求大家需要做的一件事，有助于更好的保护大家的安全，是有 follow 他们的 social media。我知道有很多我们本地的中国人可能不太懂得英文，如果是这种情况的话 ，Ronnie 大哥现在有在跟警察 有密切的协助，想要是不是可以给我们中国人一个专门的内线，更好的保护我们当地中国华人的安全隐患？谢谢。
So I I think you said it better than I could. So lastly, I want to say, since there are so many area commands and this community is encompassed of so many areas, I want you to know that you can reach out to your different area commands, your different crime prevention specialists, and tell them what you want. We want to host classes. We want to know what people want to learn about. So it's not just what we think you need, but also what you think your community needs. So feel free to reach out. It's an open line of communication, and tell us what you want. We're here to help. And that's it for me today.
他最后的一点需要强调的就是，您一定要张开口告诉警察部门我们需要的是什么。Sorry 您一定要张开口告诉警察部门，您大家需要的是什么？因为只有他们知道我们的诉求了之后，他们才能够更好的帮助我们。这是 Tiffany 给我们的演讲。现在我们来欢迎这位警佐。
All right, thank you. Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm Sergeant Sean Colleen. I am head of the COP program for Spring Valley. I'm proud to say that I was handpicked by Captain Farisi, so very special. And so are these young ladies here. We have 4 more other officers that are out working right now that are also handpicked. It's a great place to go. I think you have to be proactive and you have to be a go-getter to be in this position. That being said, our COP position is very important. It's about engagement with the community. It's about being partners with our faith-based partners, with our community groups. That's what I'm in charge with. I'm in charge of bringing people together.
Thank you. 他呢是被这个总警司钦点的 COP partner， 言外之意，他唯一的工作就是帮社区里面的人更好的去建立警民之间的关系，这是他唯一的工作。我希望大家记住这一点，以后我们有问题有诉求要找他。
One of the programs I'm working on that may impact people in this room is the PAC program. It's Protect the Asian Community. What it entails is a desk in Chinatown Plaza where we're going to have people stationed 5 days a week. It's going to be our Metro Volunteer Program. They'll be dressed in, I wish I had somebody here to show you, but they'll be in yellow shirts if you haven't seen them before. They'll be posted and also be doing foot patrols up and down the Spring Mountain corridor between Jones and Valley View. So our goal with that program is to create, visual police presence and also engage with the community. We want that, and also the captain is going to walk a leg of the patrol with us. Hopefully it's not too hot for my boss.
What's a leg?
A leg of a short distance.
On a Vespa?
I heard it's going to be 108 degrees, so I told the captain to wear his swim trunks and t-shirt that day so he doesn't pass out. But anyways, so the PAC program is very important to me. I'm kicking it off next week with our Metro Volunteer Program. I hope some of you can come out and join us. It'll be Monday at 1:00 p.m. Chinatown Plaza. But check us out on the internet as well. Captain was mentioning before about outreach. Sorry, my interpreter.
他做的第一个 package 呢，就叫做 PAC program。那这个翻译成英文，翻译成中文就是保护亚裔社区人权。那他们下周一开始会举行这个活动，具体的是下周一的1点在 Chinatown Plaza， 就是有那个猴哥4个人的那个 plaza， 然后他们会步行在 Chinatown 里面。按时的，然后在那边会让更多的人看到，他们有警察部门在保护 Chinatown area， 然后他们步行的范围是从 Jones 到 Valley View 那一区，然后还有另外的，他们有 Metro Volunteer 会帮助他们做这个事情，所以大家可以参与他们的活动，或者是您开车走过，或者是您在 Chinatown 正好看到有穿黄色 T 恤衫的人，您就会知道这个是警察他们举行的一个 program， 专门为了保护我们 Asian 的。
Captain touched on outreach, and Metro is considered very progressive. I don't know if anybody knows in the room, but many of the agencies countrywide, coast to coast, they look to Metro to be the leader. That we are ahead of the curve on a lot of these new progressive ways of policing, and I'm very proud to be a part of this organization because of that. That being said, the homeless issue we have. Many of you may own businesses or may be affected by what we consider a nuisance. We are working on it. This is one of the biggest issues we have. It's very important to the captain and myself to resolve this issue. However, being a progressive agency, this isn't like 20 years ago where we go into a homeless camp and we clear everybody out, we take everybody to jail and see them tomorrow. We have outreach programs now. We have a sequence of events we use or we follow to take care of this issue. First thing we do is reach out to these people and give them resources. We give them places to go get food, water, clothes, mental health help, even put on lists for apartments. So we're going out there first and we're providing resources and outreach before we do any enforcement action. So that's the new way of handling this, is a more progressive way. I'm going to hand it over to her. Sorry.
另外的一个呢，他们是针对无家可归的人有 roll out 这个特殊的 program。那他们所做的跟20年之前不一样的是，不会把这些无家可归的人直接扔到监狱里面。相对的，他们会给这些人生活的必需品，并且会帮助他们找房子住。这样的话，他们就不会露宿街头，更有助于保护我们社区人民的安全。
So I would ask if anybody in the room owns a business or you have a similar problem where you see camping candidates popping up or you have a homeless nuisance problem, reach out to us first because we have the resources to try to get these people help first before we just, kick them to the side and throw them in jail. We want to help these people. We want to help them move along. That's the new way of doing things.
他有诉求给大家，如果大家看到街上或者是您的商场外面有无家可归的人的话，他希望大家给警察打电话，他会帮助大家转移这些无家可归的人，给他们一个住所。
Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about was short-term rentals. We're talking about our Airbnbs or our VRBOs. I don't know if anybody in this room owns a home that they rent out. Just to let everybody know, if you don't know in the room, they're illegal. Short-term rentals are illegal in Clark County. We're not allowed to have them. Our area command, especially, we have 50 square miles to cover. We have a lot of these Airbnbs, VRBOs. What's happening is they're being rented out and they're not being properly vetted. What that means is we're getting less desirable folks renting these. We're throwing parties. It's bringing the criminal element. We're having gun crime, drugs, illegal gambling parties. It's it's driving our patrol absolutely crazy. So what we're asking is for a partnership with you to help us. If you know anybody that has these Airbnbs, if you have a nuisance property in your neighborhood, communicate. My business cards will be all around the room. Reach out to my office. I have ways of working with Clark County Code Enforcement, the constable's office. There's ways of citing these people and putting liens on their properties. It's a nuisance in our community that needs to stop. So that's why I'm out here too. That was probably one of the more important messages was, please help us in stopping these short-term rentals. They're very inconsiderate and they're destroying neighborhoods. So I hope, I'm going to hand it over to her. Sorry.
第三点，他想谈的是赌博啊、非法住宿啊，然后他想要告诉大家的是，如果大家发现或者是你的什么不认识的人有具体做这些短租的事情的话，请跟他们讲。
My lieutenant, the best
police detectives are doing, and the efforts and programs that we're putting in place to reduce violent crime is a pretty special thing for me. So when I was told about this, I was very happy that I got to be here and to do this. Whenever you want to, just okay. So I am the admin executive lieutenant at Spring Valley Area Command, and I have oversight of the community engagement project and also the patrol detectives that come out and investigate the crimes that patrol officers take when they take their reports. So we have about 20 detectives assigned to Spring Valley Area Command with 4 investigative detective sergeants. And one of the things that have been contributing to the reason we've seen a reduction in violent crime, and this is the way I like to explain it, it doesn't matter who I'm talking to, but as we take a relentless approach to individuals who commit violent crimes against other people. And when I say we take a relentless approach, is what I mean is we literally don't stop working it 24/7 until we have arrested that individual that's committed that crime. And that's, everybody will say, hey, it's the captain, myself, or Sean, or Tiffany, but it's those detectives and it's the patrol officers out there that are taking this relentless approach to the apprehension of these individuals that are committing the crime. And that's the reason we've seen the success. Another thing that's extremely important to the detectives and engagement in the community is having a very transparent relationship with victims of crimes. And it doesn't matter what the crime is, whether it's a property crime or a violent crime. You can count on, if you are the victim of crime in Spring Valley Area Command, you will be able to talk to a detective about what the status of your case is. They will keep you updated. They will give you assurance that they are working it. And if they're not, then I'm not doing my job right, because that's something I'm constantly telling them, is we need to ensure this quality of life for the community, make sure everybody knows how much hard work we're putting into making this community safer.
他是副警司，然后他经常基本上都是在办公室里面工作，所以他出来给大家演讲见面的机会不是很多。但是他想要告诉大家的是，第一点，他们警察局的目标是制止犯罪，言外之意，他们不介意24小时都在工作，一直到罪犯被抓到为止。另外的一点呢，就是他们秉承着一个透明的犯罪原则，是什么意思呢？就是说，如果任何一个社区里面的居民给他们打电话，或者是询问任何一件犯罪事件的经过或者是过程，他们有义务跟责任要告诉我们，要知无不言，言无不尽地告诉我们。他们第3个目标是为了提升社区居民的生活质量。谢谢。
Thank you. And now there's just one project I want to touch on, because I could talk up here all day, so I won't do that. I know everybody's getting hungry and wants to eat. But we do have a program that we're implementing along the Tropicana corridor. And I have a background before I had this job. I was a detective on the Southern Nevada Human Trafficking Task Force, and I dealt a lot with sex trafficking, pandering, and developed an extensive background. And so to be able to be a part of this project was part of the reason I was brought on, and part of the reason that we're doing certain things with outside entities and organizations. But the Tropicana corridor has had a historical problem with sex trafficking, for those of you who don't know. And one of the first steps we took was we put cops on Tropicana corridor 24/7. There isn't a time during the day where you will not see a police officer in between Dean Martin and Decatur 24 hours a day. And it's for several reasons. The first one is for the presence of seeing an officer out there, right? Just seeing cops deters crime. And that's something that we immediately started to see start to see happen, is when we were putting more police in areas, obviously the crime's going to go down, right? Another thing was the enforcement efforts, is we were stopping and giving people that needed police attention in that area. And that's another reason once we started to do that, the crime would start to go down. And then lastly, and it's something Harry's going to come up and talk about after I'm done, is we started to use outside resources when we were making contacts with victims of sex trafficking. Now there's and it's astounding statistic out there that you need to come into contact with an individual in between 10 and 15 times before they will even begin to entertain the fact of using outside resources to help them out of the sex trafficking lifestyle. So, and that was something that up until this point, I don't know if the police department ever knew that. And now that we're learning that and we're working with outside members of the community and we're realizing all these things, we're starting to see success. And year to date, since we started the program, we have been able to give all these outside resources. So, did you want to touch on that a little bit more, Harry?
所以他在做警长之前呢，他有另外的一份工作，他是专门负责人口犯罪跟性犯罪相关的。然后他们现在警察局有在 Tropicana 那条街上有巡逻的警察。那 我们可以经常看到在 Dean Martin 跟那个 Decatur 中间，经常的会有警察巡逻。这样做的好处是，第一个非常有效的加强了执法的力量。然后另外呢，还有这个我身边的 Harry 博士，他已经提供了很多寻求社会其他的 organization 的帮助的 program。那他现在会具体的给咱们介绍一下。
Harry's, how many of you know Harry Singh? Do you know that he's Mike's brother? Yeah. Younger. Cousin brother. But he takes care of Mike too. So we're very happy that he has joined our family. He's our family member, and we're so happy that Mike's legacy is going to continue. The AAG will continue because Harry is here, Dennis is here, and all our board members. So we can't do this without the right people. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to brief you what we are started thinking about the problem which law enforcement team is facing right now. I was asking Nick to give me a couple of days vacation, but he said, no, stay there, let's work. A couple of months ago, I was invited and I had a small discussion with the sheriff at my house, discussing what are the problems which law enforcement officers are facing today, every day. And suddenly we found we are in the middle of an epidemic. This pandemic has blocked everything, and we found on our strip itself we have almost 400,000 people sitting at home. When I started doing the research, I found almost 400% increase in domestic violence cases. The reason? 90% of the population on that area corridor who was working are busy sitting at home. What to do next? So I sat with a couple of officers in the command as well as the headquarters to design a program. So we designed one program which is now going to be launched very soon, which directly involve the community leaders, community service providers, healthcare providers, which is specifically focused for mental and behavioral. The program highlights is when somebody gets a call or give a call on 911, and one of a center which is in preparation will get a parallel call. So our one team member, who is going to be a mobile assessor, will go along with our law enforcement officer to assess the situation on the spot, whether it is required to be medically addressed, whether it requires any kind of a further assistance, or the law enforcement has to take a decision to take him wherever they want to. That's a one program which is in highlight, which will be coming up on the table very soon. And number two, when Nick was talking about the sex trafficking on this particular corridor, very ambitious plan. And we, along with the Desert Parkway Hospital team, sat with me to draw a flow chart. We created a flow chart with the different interactive areas and positions where one case, when we come across, how it's going to be addressed. So there are almost 20 points where one individual who's been picked up will have to go through, including a law enforcement's attachment will be there, besides the medical services will be there, the mobile assessors are available, then involves the housing too. Beyond that, when I was giving a presentation to a couple of good educational institutions, they said, yes, we want to volunteer to educate an individual who's been suffering because of various reasons. We are having a plan when we are coming back to the couple of group homeowners who are sitting today here, that to come back to them to say, can you keep these kind of sufferers for a few weeks in your facility so that we can give them some kind of a milestones to come back to the community. The idea is let's resettle these. And we have got a group of organizations who's coming forward with me, is a one very beautiful company called Free International. Their respect job is to clean their IDs. These individuals who's been suffering because of the pimps around, they've been cornered, they've been tracked. So there will be a lot of tattoos on the body which need to be cleaned up so that they can come back to a normal life. So those are the organizations, along with the medical facilities, like I'm getting involved with direct with the federally qualified health centers, like we have got a team from a first person sitting here with me, who would be having a specialist of infectious disease, we'll be having a couple of places where we can house these people. Let's address. This is a very, very major issue. I do not know how many of you knows how many people are there in these corridors and casinos every week or weekend. Any idea what is the number of these sex workers which is in Las Vegas? You'll be shocked. Plus minus 20%, we have got plus 7,000 members. And the age, has anybody an idea what is the age of these workers? It starts from 11 years up to 71. This is our first step of statistics I'm sharing. There is a lot more on documents which I'm holding it up, but this is the cause of concern. The third program which I'm going to introduce very soon is working very closely with our detention center. We are very active city, particularly our weekends. Our weekends are very, very heavy. And our detention center officers say it's given to each individual who's coming out of that. So I had an opportunity to sit with Roxana here, and we started to plan to go for immediately opening their facility, which is in a downtown, for 24/7, round the clock, to give a medical attention to an inmate, whosoever is coming out of a detention center, before that person is going out. So I had a question when I asked Nick, while I was sitting in his conference room, I said, what is exactly the job role of a law enforcement officer? Is to pick up somebody, take him to a jail or to a hospital and drop? Have we done any kind of a mathematics that how much a workload or a financial load goes on a treasurer? This homeless may be having an insurance. I'm sorry, I'm taking your time. You can repeat, okay? So, it's okay. When I created a research flowchart diagram, there's a flow says if I pick up one homeless guy, put him in a hospital, in a summer season, when the temperature is touching 105, 106, or variant, that gentleman needs a shed to sleep. He doesn't like to go to a shelter. He wants an air-conditioned area. Hospital. Hospital cannot throw them out at least 72 hours. So that guy is again out. And within 72 hours, he'll back again. So if I calculate how many hours he's spending to ferry a homeless guy to a hospital, again after 72 hours, one of the cops is going back and picking up. So that's a place when we need to work something. We need to address these issues by addressing their medical needs right there on the spot or at the healthcare centers where they need to be educated, treated, facilitated, and given a platform. Okay, you are good to go. Contribute something back to the community, not to lay down on the street. So these three trusted me to take a lead onto it, and I thank you all community leaders and community individuals to be with me. So let's do something different for us. To start with our city, then we'll focus on our state and then to the country. God bless you all. Thank you.
首先 Henry 呢是 AAG 的另外的一位董事，然后他是非常 involved 到社区里边的任何事情。他就刚才的谈话，他提了3点。第一点呢是会做 mental health and behavioral health 这一方面。他这个意思是什么呢？如果社区里面的人给911打电话，给警察部门打电话，那么这个电话会直接跟医院连在一起。所以当我们在跟警察诉求我们所遇到的困难的时候，另外一方警察还有医护人员也在帮我们寻求着解决问题的办法。然后第二个呢是关于性犯罪跟人口贩卖的问题。那他说刚才的那位副警司也说过了，在 Tropicana 上面有很多做性犯罪的人，然后他们现在想要做的是帮助这些受侵害的被侵害的受害者们，帮他们清洗身上的 tattoo， 帮他们做身体检查，然后帮他们给他们一个可以重新步入社会的机会。那刚才他有提到2个非常 shocking 的 number， 第一个是 在拉斯维加斯城市里面，我们有7000个妓女。第二个是妓女的年纪从11岁到71岁不等。所以他的这项举措可以更大的帮助社区里面由于各种原因受到了侵害而不得不去从事性犯罪的人。第3点呢，他会说会跟拘留所有密切的联系。至于这样的原因，是由于每一个周末都差不多有2000个以上的人会被送到拘留所里面，然后他们会在拘留所里面待72个小时，之后他们会被拘留所放出去，然后再重新 repeat 这个 process。那他这样做的原因是为了。由于拘留所是纳税人付钱支撑的 program， 这样做的原因会更大的浪费纳税人的钱。那他们现在想做的呢，是征集大家一起为我们深爱的家庭、为我们深爱的社区做一些事情。这就是他现在今天想要说的重点。
So we're a little busy, as you can tell. I'm really grateful to Harry and a lot of the people in this room that agreed or will agree to work with us, because we can't arrest ourselves out of these problems. And human trafficking is something that's plagued our city for a very long time, and I think we really have an opportunity here to attack it in a different way that provides an avenue escape for these victims, and it provides an avenue of reintegration into society for our homeless and for our mental health and for our substance abuse abusers. But it's not a police problem. We really need everybody in here to help us. So really, thank you for that. One part that Adam and Harry didn't talk about with it that I just think needs to be mentioned, we also got collaboration from UNLV on this project. So there's some professors and some grad students that are going to be working with us, because while Harry and the volunteers and the medical professionals are going to be out doing their thing, that's freeing up law enforcement to do what we need to do. I don't need to be going after a homeless guy that has mental health problems and substance abuse problems. I don't need to be targeting a female that's being forced to walk a track against her will. I need my cops free to go after that pimp and that human trafficker. I need my cops free to go after the people that are plaguing the homeless and robbing them, and the violent criminals that are coming into Chinatown as we open up to our international community and it's flooded with international tourists that don't understand what's going on here. That's where my cops need to be, and I need all of you and all of your support and all of your community to help us with those other underlying issues so that we can get back to the business of fighting violent crime. So UNLV's help is going to be instrumental. In closing, I don't come here for free. I'm here to give you all homework. This is what I need from everybody in this room. I need your help. Like I told you at the beginning, I need you to get involved with a lot of these programs that we're doing. I need you to get involved with your community. The Asian American Pacific Islanders in specific, help us knock down the barriers. We've been trying and we make really good progress, but I'm still not reaching that. We're here to truly partner with the community. I get asked all the time about hate crime, and specifically what's going on nationally targeting Asian American Pacific Islanders. I'm going to tell you, we don't have that problem here right now. Why don't we have that problem here right now? Because it hasn't made the news. It hasn't been something as bold and drastic as what's happening in New York, or what's happening in San Francisco, or God, what happened in Atlanta. That hasn't happened here, but there are things happening. They're just not getting reported. If I don't know about it, I can't fix it. Please, 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 if you take nothing away from anything, listen to what Tiffany said, and I need the community to be comfortable coming forward saying they're a victim of a crime and not feeling that they're going to be held to a different standard or looked down upon. If I don't know about it, I can't send my cops to fix it. We're working really hard to get police out of societal problems so that they can focus on crime, but if the crime isn't reported, I can't send cops to it. The second thing I need from everybody in this room is I really appreciate this young lady translating for me. I wish I had an officer up here doing it. Help me recruit. We're hiring. We're hiring for the jails. We're hiring as police officers. We're hiring in our civilian ranks. I need people that represent the community that I serve. I have one officer in my area command right now that just graduated field training. He looks like he's 12 years old, but he's new. He's been out of training for about a month, and he's on graveyard that speaks Mandarin. Yay! One officer out of 132. I need more people that represent the community that we serve. Please help me recruit.
What is it?
The last thing that I need you to do is follow us on social media and help put out the info that we're putting out. A great example of that is unfortunately what happened with our department with that young boy that everybody knows as Zion. The amount of support and outreach that we got across our social media that it went international, that's how we broke that case open. It was because of everything being shared and going viral and going out of state that ultimately we were able to identify that little boy, find out who he was, and find out who his mother was, locate her, and if you haven't heard, we arrested her, and she's on her way back to Las Vegas as I speak. So that's the tip of the iceberg, and that's the worst of the worst, but there's so much else going on. We open up to the community. First Tuesday starts. July 6th is our first one. So my goal for Spring Valley Area Command is to be the biggest first Tuesday. I want to have a crowd so big that I'm going to Rita, Mike, and Harry and asking to open up this building because I can't house them all in my area command. But we're going back to open house spring, we call it First Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of every month. The area commands open their doors starting at 6 p.m. Every month will be a different thing, but Spring Valley, we're going to do it a little different than probably what you're used to. This isn't just a show and tell of look at us, this is our helicopter, these are our dogs. You guys already know we have all that. It's going to be a true hour that you get something out of, hopefully like you got something out of this presentation tonight. What's going on in your community, what's driving it, what we're doing about it, and what we need from you. And then there'll be a little bit of celebration and fun and collaboration as well. So thank you for having us. Rita, thank you for having us here. I know you've got to translate. And I guess we got one other speaker, but
we want to make sure that everybody made on the sign-in sheet. We do need your name.
I want to make sure that everybody that's here tonight was able to do the sign-ups. Steve, you have them. Dennis, yeah, we want to make sure that everyone here tonight should have their names on that one. Why? Because we want to show the strength and the support that we are here to be working together with our law enforcement. And not only that, once this is all in English, she's going to translate that for our other communities. And the TV camera here is actually the North China TV station, right? So it's being shown over there as well. And then Dennis is doing it for AAG, so this is going to be on our website for you to, if you missed any of the presentation, then you can have your friends watch it. All right? Thank you so much.
所以这位总警司他说，他们现在 Metro 警察局正在跟 UNLV 有密切的合作。那这样做的好处就是，他们能够更有效地制止并杜绝犯罪。在这种情况下，他们警察局才更有可能去直接追捕组织性犯罪的头目，比如说丫头啊这些人。然后最后他给我们3个家庭作业 homework， 第一个是想要更好的去掉阻隔带，我们如果有问题的话，一定要告诉他们，一定要打电话告诉他们。至于说他提到了那个种族仇恨，在我们内华达州其实目前为止还不存在，因为什么呢？电视媒体还没有播，并不代表它不存在，只是我们社区里面没有大型的种族仇恨存在着。所以，如果您现在正在经历种族仇恨的话，一定要告诉他们，只有他们知道了有这种种族仇恨的存在，他们才能够更好的去杜绝这件事情。第二个是，他们整个警察局有132名警官，只有1个人是可以讲中文的，他看起来像12岁。他希望大家在社区里面，如果有人有意愿想要加入警察局的话，一定要 submit， 要开始做 job application。然后第3个呢是希望大家可以在 social media， 在媒体上面跟随他们，只有这样我们才能够更好的服务社区里面的任何一个人。 然后从7月6号开始，他们会有社区帮助，每一个月的7月6号都会有。那这不是一个秀场，而是真真正正的聆听大家的诉求是什么。还有 Rita 刚才讲到了，说我们每个人都希望把那个名字放到我们的 sign-in sheet 里面，这样的话，他们的工作人员可以看到来自社区的支持与帮助。谢谢大家。
Thank you.
The two important people here. Where's Victoria? Victoria, come on over here. She's a professional photographer. Come here, Victoria. And please give her a round of applause. This lady just it is a skill. I mean, how can anybody write everything what was said and then translate it as quickly as she can? Can you say something about yourself?
这位呢是一名专业的摄影师，那他会经常参与这种大型的活动，他非常棒。至于我呢，My name is Yue Zhang. I am the third-year law student at Boys School of Law, and I'm also the board member of Nevada Chinese Association. And I'm here under the call of Mr. Rong Yi Chen. And I actually just got contact with Dennis, and I'm determined to provide more help and contribution to this community that I deeply love. Right now, I'm working as the Steger Fellow at Attorney General's office. Thank you.
She's going to be an attorney working at the Attorney General's office, Aaron Ford. Yes. Amazing. I didn't know of her until I came in tonight. I was just told that we have, this is the beginning and it's not the last. Trust me. We're stuck now with AAG, all right? And Victoria.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. You see me in all the events. I'm actually, I've been a lawyer for the last 26 years. And yeah, so what I do now is legal marketing for personal injury and immigration. Anyway, I take photos of everybody, the left, the right, the center. I tell them my camera is non-partisan. You know what? It shoots first before it asks questions. So let me know if you want a photo and I'll see you again. Thank you for the recognition. Rita, thank you.
I need to call on Darcy's group. Dr. Wig, we have a discussion on Stop the Bleed. Where are you? Who's going to be talking it? Okay. You might say, what's Stop the Bleed? So, translate. Thank you.
Good evening. It is really an honor to have this platform to speak with you today. My name is Dr. Lorianne Vick, and I'm actually a proud charter member and now the new president of the ADA chapter of Chi Phi Sorority Incorporated. Thank you for having us today. Before I go into a brief presentation about our organization, I do want to introduce members that are here with us today. We are about 30 plus deep, but I have a small representation here with me today. So this is Miss Vicki Smith. She is the vice president of the ADA chapter. And I have Miss Tara Yates, who is the parliamentarian for the chapter. Miss Zavala McLeod. She is the acting chaplain for our chapter. Miss Darla Manning-Finn. There we go. Miss Kiana Rollins. Everybody? Okay, good. I got everybody. So Chi Phi Sorority Incorporated is an internationally recognized leader in developing healthy communities through advocacy, collaboration, education, leadership, research, and service. Chi Phi has a very rich history. The organization was founded on October 16, 1932 at Freeman's Hospital in Washington, D.C. by Eileen Carrington Ewell and 11 other courageous nurses, collectively known as the 12 Jewels. Ms. Ewell recognized a need for African American nurses to rally together, particularly during a time when organizations such as the American Nurses Association restricted membership to minorities. Despite great adversity and during the Great Depression, these pioneers embarked on a journey to provide much needed community service while also promoting advancing the education of members. Standing on the shoulders of these great women, we remain strong with more than 101 graduate chapters and 41 undergraduate chapters. There is currently over 8,000 student nurses and registered nurses located throughout the United States, the District of Columbia, and St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. The Eta 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 chapter, one of the newest chapters of this esteemed organization, was founded on June 8, 2019, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Chi 5 values include education, leadership development, scholarships, disease prevention, health promotion, and improving the health of communities. Chi Phi continues to be guided by the motto, Service for Humanity. The mission of Chi Phi includes the following: encouragement of the pursuit of continuing education, recruitment programs for health careers, stimulation of close and friendly relationships among members, development of working relationships with other professional groups like this one here, and identification of a core of nursing leaders who affect social changes at the national, regional, and local levels. Nationally, we currently have 17 partners. Some of these collaboratives include the March of Dimes, the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Disease, the Lupus Foundation of America, and the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, Heart Truth for Women. Locally, the chapter, Eta Eta Eta, has continued the legacy of the 12 Jewels by serving the Las Vegas community in a variety of ways. Shortly after inception, we partnered with Congressman Horsford and several other affiliates to provide health screenings during the 2019 Barbershop Pop-Up and Community Conversation. In 2020, we conducted a health fair with the support of Hot 702.5 FM. During this health fair, we offered Stop the Bleed training and compression-only CPR, along with holding a blood donation drive. This event also afforded us the opportunity to mentor Nevada State College nursing students and giving them opportunities to perform blood pressure screenings and health education under the supervision of professional nurses. We also had the pleasure of partnering with Psi Epsilon Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated during their Care for the Girls event, where health education about breast cancer was delivered and on-site mammograms were offered. Prior to COVID, we had the opportunity to participate in the 16th annual Sisters in Society Taking Action Girls Rites of Passage program. Eta Eta members served on a panel that showcased professional African American women, provided a sexual education session, and donated gifts to their ceremony, which was held at at the West Las Vegas Arts Center during the Kwanzaa celebration. Accurate information about that virus. In 6 sessions, we had subject matter experts come and speak virtually to people in the community. We also had local government officials, college leadership, and also mental health providers. Lastly, just last month, we held our very first annual scholarship and awards banquet, at which time we awarded over $3,900 in scholarship funds to well-deserving nursing students. These examples are only a small sample of community outreach endeavors that we've engaged in since inception. We have been quite busy since starting our local chapter, and we continue to forge forward to serve our community just as our founders did almost 90 years ago. We are a 501c3 organization and rely heavily on donations and fundraising in order to provide high-quality community service, mentoring opportunities, scholarships, and membership enrichment programs. We have also worked diligently to form meaningful relationships with community organizations in an effort to cast a wider net as we look for more ways to provide service for humanity. Thank you for the opportunity to share information about Chi Phi Sorority Incorporated. I truly appreciate the chance to network with the groups here today and hope to create great partnerships with many of you. Before parting, I do want to invite evangelist Janet Gloy. She is from the Fountain of Hope AME Church. She is actually going to share information about a great project that's coming soon in which we will be a part of.
OK， 特别快的一个简要啊，他们呢是1932年在 DC 成立的，然后他们最开始呢是想要帮助美国的少数民族提升他们的护士的 program， 然后他们现在目前为止在拉斯维加斯已经有了超过8000个护士加入他们的社区，然后他们主要着重的区域呢是教育啊、领导力啊，然后杜绝疾病啊，而且他们的目的是提高更好的教育，加强本地区域还有全国的关系，并且有紧密的和立法者合作。然后还有帮助女性检查宫颈啊，还有乳癌之类的，并且在 COVID 期间呢，有帮助美容界更好的去控制新冠肺炎。然后他们主要的金钱的来源方式是建立在捐款之上。
Thank you. I don't even know what to say beyond you are so fantastic. God bless you. My name is Janet Gloyd, and I am evangelist in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. I'm not a nurse, but I hang with a lot of them. My first lady is one. We have come together to help to sponsor some efforts within our communities. Our church, Fountain of Hope African Methodist Episcopal Church, is located in the other side of town. It is on the border between Henderson and Las Vegas. We're actually at McLeod and Russell Road. So we're near the airport, so we service everyone. I happen to live in the North Las Vegas area, where I am very familiar with Sister Goins and the efforts that they put forth in our community. But what we're interested in and why we are doing what we're doing on the August the 7th from 7 a.m. to 1, we're going to be providing community effort as far as health awareness, and for our students who are going back to school, all of the things that they need to help them to be successful in this new school year. We're looking at providing for veterans. There will be a mobile van coming for veterans where they will be providing the COVID vaccine for them and all the information that they need in order to move from where they are to a more advantageous position. We're also going to be providing health screening. We're going to have First Med, yes, who is going to come out with a van. We'll have a number of vans. We'll be providing mammograms. We will be doing sports exams for students going back to school. We'll be doing eye exams. We'll be doing mental health and physical exams for anyone. And all of these things will be provided free. And it's going to be open to anyone in the community that needs those services. So it's not about where you live, it's about what you need, and that is our objective. So we look for you to help us, all of us, as we begin to do our advertising and promotion for this event. It promises to be one that will be successful for everyone who comes out so that they can be provided with all of their needs. And if you are interested in working with us or you want more information, please provide me with your card or your name and address or email information, and I'll be happy to make sure that you get all the information you need about the event.
他呢是为教会服务，然后他们的这个教会坐落在 Henderson 跟 Las Vegas 的交界，离机场并不远。然后在8月7号早上7点到下午1点之间，他们会为社区的人民提供提升健康意识的讲座。那他们服务的对象呢是老兵，并且可以帮社区里面的人民免费打那个 COVID 的疫苗，并且做健康检查。其中包括眼睛检查、那个牙齿检查，还有心理健康的检查，还有身体的检查。然后如果在座的各位想要帮助他们的话呢，请您主动联系他们，并且告诉他们您的联系方式，他们会之后跟您再具体进行交接活动。谢谢。
Well, the location for the event is at Cannon Junior High School, and it is at Eastern and Russell Road. So, okay.
他组织这次活动的地址叫做 Cannon Junior High School， 然后它具体的位置是在 Eastern and Russell。
Thank you.
Rita 想让我告诉大家，我们现在可以开始用餐了，谢谢。Dinner